Hello and welcome back to ERU, where we round up the biggest results and talking points from across European football. Happy Monday, everyone. Joining me today, I've got Michael McCubbin. How are you, McCubs?
Yeah, not too bad, Zoogs. Not too bad. Spent the weekend recovering from the madness of last week. Watched a little bit of football as well. Enjoyed the sun. Yeah, can't complain really. How about yourself?
Yeah, similar sort of story. I was watching the Carabao Cup final, did a little pub trip, went out to dinner with Grace as well. So all in all,
Lovely.
A very good weekend. And we've got a very good show lined up for you today as well. And we're kicking off with our story of the week, which is Man United and Arsenal chasing a striker, McCubs.
Yes, this report comes in from the Daily Mail, so very much paper talk at the moment. But this is a deal that could be quite enticing to these clubs. Man United and Arsenal both targeting Mochengladbach's Alassane Plea this summer, apparently, who could be available for as little as 17 million euros. According to the report, United realised that Erling Haaland is unrealistic this summer. Obviously, he's going to be, fetching up to kind of 150 million euros, isn't he, if he does leave Dortmund, while Arsenal are no closer to signing Lacazette to a new deal. The 29-year-old's current contract is due to expire in 2022, so he could be on his way out of the Emirates this summer if they don't tie him down to a new deal. So at 28 years old and under 20 million euros, Plea does seem like a decent bet, at least as a short-term option. He can play across that forward line, can't he? Quite versatile, has, linked up really well, hasn't he, with Marcus Thuram over the last couple of seasons. So in that sense, you can see why he would be of interest to both clubs, who are still trying to find a bit of balance in their forward lines, even if they have improved in recent months. But it's fair to say he's not had his best season, though. Just 11 goals in 36 games in all competitions, just 6 goal contributions in 26 Bundesliga games. It's a little bit of a weird one. I didn't really expect to see this rumour come up. But Dukes, there are mitigating factors, aren't there, as to why he's had a difficult season?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Gladbach have picked up form recently with 4 wins in their last 6 league games, but their form was very mixed after Marco Rose announced his departure to Dortmund. They didn't win any of their 7 games between the 30th of January and 12th of March, and that all but rules out European qualification for next year, despite this recent upturn in form. He's also missed 4 games with injury. He's had COVID in November too. It's obviously been a strange season. We've seen lots of mixed form from lots of big players across Europe this season, not least at Man United as well. Anthony Martial not had his best campaign at all. I think this signing's probably more suited to Arsenal and where they want to go in the next few years. I think with their finances where they are, I don't think he's the sort of signing that's going to turn Man United into title contenders over the next couple of seasons, on his own at least. But yeah, for that price, it's not too bad a deal. And his form in the Champions League suggests that he would be able to thrive in the Premier League. He got 5 goals and 3 assists in 8 Champions League games this term. So whilst he was really struggling in the league, did turn it on in Europe, and he was averaging 2.7 shots and 1.3 key passes per 90, both pretty promising numbers. His league XG reflects his poor form, however. It's dropped to just 0.28 per 90, which would be 6th at United and Arsenal. So he certainly wouldn't arrive on these shores full of confidence. Even Aubameyang, who has had a very difficult campaign by all accounts, his is 0.39 and Lacazette's is 0.57, so it wouldn't seem to be a massive upgrade. But if one of them, if Lacazette was looking like he was going to leave, then Alassane Plea, not the worst option. He is a fairly consistent goal scorer. Prior to this season, he'd scored at least 10 league goals for the 4 campaigns before this. And as I said, in this COVID-affected market, maybe not the worst option. But seeing as we've got a Man United fan on the show, McCubs, I mean, what's your opinion on this? Would you take him at Old Trafford?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I know it's a very good price, but I think if United are serious about kind of hitting their targets this summer, I think they've just got to they've got to use that 17 mil or whatever to put towards a real top target. I don't think they can be kind of messing around with kind of stopgap players. And all respect to Alassane Plea, but I just don't think he doesn't fit the mould of what United need right now. In the forward line, they most certainly need a right winger and perhaps a centre forward as well. I don't know if Alassane Plea is necessarily good enough to represent an upgrade at centre forward. He certainly isn't a specialist right winger. And then there are obviously other areas of the squad that need work as well. So yeah, I'd probably be in agreement with you, Dukes. I think a move to Arsenal perhaps makes more sense, but even then, it kind of depends what they're prioritising their forward line as well.
Absolutely. There we have it. We've got it from McCubs. He's not so keen. Arsenal fans, we want to hear from you. Would you take Alassane Plea at the Emirates this summer? Let us know in the comments down below. And let's move on to our result of the week.
So our result of the week comes from @FootballNK. And we're going to Ligue 1, Dukes, because there was an absolute thriller between Lyon and Lille.
Yeah, I mean, we could have talked about Athletic Club's 2-1 victory over Atletico Madrid last night. That's Atleti's third defeat in their last 11 league games, which means all of La Liga's top three are separated by just 2 points. Barcelona have a game in hand as well, and a game against Atletico Madrid to come as well. So the power in La Liga is really in Barcelona. If they win all their remaining games, they will win the title, which is incredibly exciting after the troubling start to the season they had. But yes, more dramatic was Lille's recovery from 2-0 down to beat Lyon 3-2 to maintain a 1-point lead at the top of Ligue 1. It was the game we previewed on Continental Club as well, so we felt pretty invested in it. And Les Dogs didn't start well at all. They allowed Cacare to cross for Slimani to open the scoring after 20 minutes. Great near-post finish from him. And then 15 minutes after that, it was 2-0 after Mike Maignan flapped at a Dubois free kick and the ball went in off Jose Font's arm. Interestingly, on Mike Maignan, there were rumours over the weekend. ESPN were reporting it. There was a German publication as well that if Donnarumma does leave AC Milan this summer and they're no closer to signing him to a new deal, then Mike Maignan will be the player they target, supposedly in about a 15 million euro deal, I should say. And he's been in excellent form this season. You could see why they'd want to go for him. Wasn't at his best for this second goal, but did do a phenomenal save in the second half. But he's kept 18 clean sheets in 34 games, which is a great record. 4 more than next best Keylor Navas in Ligue 1. So whilst that's not solely down to him, Mike Maignan can hold his head high about how his season has gone so far. But then, Lille 2-0 down, Burak Yilmaz came to the party in a big way. He scored an excellent free kick just before the break. He then set up Jonathan David for a tap-in after 60 minutes and then deftly flicked in the winner after Yazici won a flick-on. Overall, it was a deserved victory for Christophe Galtier's side. They had 54% possession, 16 shots with 8 on target to Lyon's 7 and 2, and XG had it at 1.9 to 1. But McCubs, I mean, we've heard about what, great comeback from Lille, but for Lyon, it's probably the end of their title hopes.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, Burak Yilmaz, what a player, what a performance from him. I mean, who would have thought that last summer they'd be signing a player who could be defining in what could be a title win for Lille. But for Lyon, this was a really poor result in terms of their title bid and even their bid for Champions League football, because that now obviously sticks them in fourth. And considering the kind of form that Monaco are in, it's going to be a bit of an uphill task for them to get back into that third spot. And in all likelihood, that 8th title, their first since 2008, won't be coming this season, which is a shame because they have shown some really impressive forms at points this term, haven't they? And although Lille's comeback was impressive, they do need to look at themselves, Lyon, because there were a few mistakes in there. Paqueta needlessly gave the ball away for Jonathan David's goal. Ben Lamy, who had only just come on the pitch, missed his header against Yazici, which allowed Yilmaz to score his second. A few mistakes littered in there. Cacare was pretty unlucky to be on the losing side, though. 3 tackles and interceptions, 1 aerial duel, 5 dribbles, 1 key pass, 86% pass accuracy. Got an assist as well. He's looking like a very special player. For Lille, Renato Sanchez was really impressive as well. Very solid on the left of a 4-4-2. 2 interceptions, completed 3 dribbles, also created 2 chances. But man of the match, as we've been talking about already, Burak Yilmaz, 2 dribbles, 4 key passes, 2 shots, 2 goals, and got that assist for Jonathan David as well. He now has 7 goals and 1 assist in his last 7 games for club and country. That includes a hat-trick for Turkey against the Netherlands in World Cup qualifying. So he is on absolute fire at the moment. Really looking forward to seeing him at the Euros this summer because he's been leading the line obviously for his country incredibly well. For a free transfer from Besiktas, 35-year-old who had 17 league goal contributions this term. What a signing. Probably signing of the season in Ligue 1, especially in terms of value for money. Next in his sights on Nice next Saturday, who beat Montpellier this weekend. So Dukes, with just a few games remaining, are you ready to back Lille for the title?
Oh, It's difficult, isn't it? I know Mbappe picked up an injury at the weekend as well, which we don't know quite the extent of just yet. So obviously PSG with Mbappe, very different prospects. But Lille, there's some real belief going through that side as well. I thought, having been so solid defensively, they had the best defence in Europe along with Atletico Madrid going into this game. To then concede 2 goals pretty early and then show the courage of their convictions, that bravery to come back into the game and win 3-2. It felt like a massive, massive win. And I believe it was their final sort of big test against a top sort of 6-7 side this season. So advantage is with Lille. So yeah, why not? I think Lille for the win now.
Love it, love it. You know what? Seeing as you've been so courageous with that, I'm going to say it as well. And inevitably PSG will just come back and win it now, won't they? Such is our luck with these kind of calls. But yeah, we want to hear from you guys. Do you reckon Lille are now odds on for the Ligue 1 title, or can you see PSG snatching it back at the last? Let us know in the comments below, and let's move on to our star of the week.
As McCubs says, it's time for start of the week, and this came in from Joe D. Shepherd, and it's Erling Haaland. McCubs, he did it again.
Yeah, he's back. He's back. Obviously, ended that mini goal drought, which was started out as a mini goal drought, but I think it ended up going for near enough a month at this point because he didn't score for Norway in the international break, and then struggled to score in the last few games for Dortmund. But came back in spectacular fashion. Scored twice against third place Wolfsburg as 10-men Dortmund moved just 2 points behind their opponents, obviously taking advantage of Frankfurt. Also losing on the weekend, so they're right back in it in terms of Champions League qualification, and that will be music to the ears of the Dortmund hierarchy, who I think were getting a little bit scared that both Sancho and Haaland would push for moves this summer if they weren't getting a place in Europe's premier competition. BVB weren't at their best on the day, let's be honest. They created 21 opportunities, but just 2 of those were on target, which were both Haaland's goals. But yeah, he was just on fire. Scored his 3rd and 4th goal in his last 10 games for club and country, which of course, that's a pretty long wait for him. But yeah, he was just magnificent in this game in general. His 2nd goal came from a magnificent run from just inside his own half. I think it was Dahoud who put him through. Really nice ball, but just when he gets on the ball, it's just and he's like even an inch past the defender, you just know he's scored, don't you? And it was crucial given it came just 9 minutes after Bellingham had been sent off for a 2nd yellow. But yeah, I was watching. God, I can't remember who it was, but I watched a very funny TikTok the other day of someone doing an impression of Haaland.
Oh, it was accurate, wasn't it?
Pitch. And yeah, and it's so good. Just the way, how can someone run with his arms actually at right angles, constantly? But yeah, fair play to him, because he got Dortmund out of what was otherwise could have been quite a sticky game for them, and has put them, right back in the hunt for Europe. Dougie, uncover a bit of his kind of underlying stats for the 90 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Haaland, when I watched him in the last few weeks, he seemed to be rushing his shots, and he seemed like he was just trying to hit the ball and take the leather off it every single time, and it was looking a bit wild. But he was much more composed in this game, and he had a good all-round 90 as well. He won 4 aerial duels, he completed 3 dribbles, he had 5 shots and 2 goals. He has now hit 37 goals in 38 games this season, including 25 Bundesliga goals in only 26 games. Only Lewandowski with 36. Such a shame he just didn't go on and complete that record. But anyway, has scored more, although he is level with Andre Silva of Eintracht Frankfurt as well, which just goes to show how deadly the Portuguese has been as well. He now has 3 league games to help Dortmund get into the Champions League. They also host Holstein Kiel in the Pokal semi-finals next Saturday, who are of course the side that shocked Bayern Munich earlier in the competition. So if Dortmund could end this season in the Champions League and with a trophy, which is obviously not a foregone conclusion, RB Leipzig and Werder Bremen are in the other semi-final, then considering how bleak their season looked just a few months ago, that would be a magnificent achievement. And a lot of the credit for that would have to go down to Erling Haaland, who I think it's going to be really difficult for him to move this summer. I just can't see any clubs having the cash to do it. But stranger things have happened. We'll see how that develops throughout the summer. And of course, on Euro Football Daily and Football Daily, we'll be keeping you abreast of the situation as it rolls on. It's really going to be the saga of this summer. But guys, that's all we've got time for on ERU for this week. I hope you enjoyed our return to regular non-Super League content. I promise you we've ditched the Super League for now, as the Premier League sides did eventually. So no more Super League content. We'll be back to our usual stuff. McCubs, what else should they go and watch if they've enjoyed this?
Well, I mean, if you still can't get enough of Super League stuff, there was stuff that went out over the weekend. On Saturday, we did a kind of deep dive on kind of UEFA's troubles and controversies over the years and how that kind of led to the ESL announcement. On Sunday, here on EFD, we did a deep dive on why Bayern Munich and PSG rejected the ESL, written by Henry Hill. That's really worth a watch as well. And then if you want other stuff, just go and check out all our other explains. I'd say go and check out the podcast channel as well. There's been some really good discussions on there in recent weeks. But yeah, just make sure you're subscribed to all our channels and that you're keeping an eye out for all our videos.
Perfect. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll catch you next time. Bye.